All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this one because Pam Bondi was not ready for what President Trump just did. He literally just told Pam Bondi to stop what she doing and investigate that watermelon head, pencil neck, Adam Schiff, and not only Adam Schiff, but Hillary Clinton as well. He want her to just stop what she doing because he said he just sick of it, and now you got Adam Schiff going online trying to bring up the Epstein files. Oh, Donald Trump only going after me because I stand up to him. Oh, he just trying to use me to distract from the Epstein files. Like, these people are sick. And I've said this plenty of times. When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was in office, why didn't pencil neck, watermelon head Adam Schiff say anything about some Epstein files? You don't think Kamala Harris and Joe Biden would have released something if Donald Trump had something to do with Epstein? You don't think they would have released that to try to win the presidency? They didn't, because there is nothing there. It just don't make sense at all. Not only that, President Trump just got even more evidence on that liar himself. James Comey has been exposed for ordering the FBI to leak classified information. So he's on the hot seat as well. And plus, you know, his death threats that he made towards President Trump a few months ago. And last but not least, Judge Jeanine just absolutely went off on a reporter for trying to say that crime in D.C. is down. And Judge Jeanine was not having it. So you got a reporter trying to tell Judge Jeanine that crime in D.C. is down? That's a complete lie. And not only that, Judge Jeanine also goes off, you know, as well, that the youth is keep getting away, you know, with committing crimes, pointing guns at people and stuff like that. Then they go to court and the judge just let them off. She is sick of it, and she's talking about changing the law. So like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the ones who always watch the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that. The ones that let me know in the comment section that you did stay to the end. I appreciate all of you that do that. Like I said, it definitely helps me get the video out there. And the ones that come straight in and hit that like button. That's very, very important. If you could please stop what you're doing right now, please, and hit that like button for me. You will really, really help me out a lot. It definitely helps get the message out there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this because I got a few reports that I want to show y'all. So let's start off with that liar himself, James Comey. So check this out about Nick Sorter. He said, wow, James Comey had just been exposed for ordering the FBI to leak classified information to the New York Times during Trump's first term per newly declassified docs. Comey needs to be locked up. There's a 10-year statute of limitations on the willing and knowing leaking of classified information. This happened in April of 2017. Send it to the grand jury, lock them up. So check this out by Sean Hannity.
This is a very long piece that you have here.
Yeah.
It is a worthwhile read. I'll let you sum it up, and then I want your conclusion on what you're finding here, because to me it's very damning.
Well, what you find out is that James Comey decided not to work through the FBI press office when he wanted to change the narrative in Washington, burnish his reputation against attacks from Democrats, and try to sully Donald Trump's reputation. If you remember, Democrats were mad that James Comey let out of the bag just before the election that there might be some new evidence in the Hillary Clinton email scandal. Hillary blamed Comey for throwing the election. She blamed the Russians for throwing the election. She blamed everybody but herself for throwing the election for her. But Comey was trying to rehabilitate that. And so he had an intermediary, a Columbia law professor by the name of Daniel Richman, who the FBI confirmed and interviewed. And Richman said, yes, I used my relationship with a New York Times reporter named Michael Schmidt. He's one of the authors of the Pulitzer Prize winning package that President Trump is now suing over. And my goal was to improve negative stories about James Comey and to set a narrative, i.e. set the Russia collusion narrative. This guy worked around the official channels of the FBI press office. And at one point, the FBI noted, you met with James Comey. He gave you access to classified information. A short while later, you had a conversation with that New York Times reporter, and he ends up reporting something that appears to be classified. Did you do it? And he gives, I think, perhaps the most famous denial people will remember, since Bill Clinton says it depends what the meaning of the word is when he tried to obfuscate whether he had an affair with Monica Lewinsky. He says, I can say, I don't think I confirmed the information. I can say with a discount that I didn't give him the classified information. With a discount means you got.
We already know James Comey is a liar. We all know he knew about Hillary Clinton's email. This stuff right here was all a cover-up. All these people do was just lying to smear President Trump. That's all they was doing.
To give me some room. It's an extraordinary moment. The FBI clearly had strong suspicions that this was a potential backdoor for information, maybe classified information, to get out to the media with James Comey's fingerprints on it. And they didn't go much further. They didn't put Comey before the grand jury, that we can tell. They didn't appear to put this gentleman, Daniel Richmond, before the grand jury. And like Adam Schiff, as we told you last night, here they have an eyewitness whistleblower who said, I was in the room when he authorized leaks of intel. These end up.
And that's where Adam Schiff really messed up, because the guy, when Adam Schiff was doing this, the leak, the classified information, that Democrat was in the room while he was doing it. But now you still got Adam Schiff. Oh, it's a lie. Oh, Donald Trump just trying to smear me. Oh, he just trying to get away from the Epstein file. They bring every time Donald Trump exposed them or something come out on these Democrats, what do? They always refer back, oh, he just trying to go after me because he trying to get away from talking about the Epstein files. And we seen clips of President Trump already coming out telling Pam Bundy to release everything that's credible. So why they keep saying that Donald Trump is trying to get away from the Epstein files when he already was on camera telling Pam Bundy to release everything that's credible? These people are stupid. They're just trying to stop everybody from talking about them to try to refer back to the Epstein file. No. We ain't gonna do that.
Being a dead end again. And it's another reminder of a dual system of justice that the Justice Department had the last 6 years. These are documents that were never given to Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan confirmed that to me today. And we're just learning 8 years later, because of what Kash Patel turned over, that the FBI had all the evidence of how the false narrative of Russia collusion was spread across this country to the detriment of voters, to the detriment of President Trump's first campaign, and they did nothing about it.
It's a credit to the FBI. It's a credit to Kash Patel. It's a credit to the people that are involved in sharing this information now with the public. Do you see legal jeopardy here?
I think if Pam Bondi goes the grand jury route, that these are people that are going to be hauled before the grand jury. I want to remind people, most classified information statutes have a 5-year statute of limitations, but there is a provision that extends it to 10 years if it's willing and knowing. And there is some pretty clear evidence of a strong apparatus put in place to make these leaks occur, according to the FBI documents. I think a grand jury could go back and try to compel testimony and find out if it rises to the level of criminality. Tomorrow, though, I think we're going to take people on a new destination, which is, how often did the FBI get blocked in trying to investigate Hillary Clinton corruption at the Clinton Foundation? You're going to be shocked by the answer.
So, like I said, it does not look good for these clowns, Jane Comey, Hillary Clinton, all of these liars. And you can see on the screen, they say investigators learned that FBI Office of Public Affairs, OPA, was told to assist the New York Times with the April 2017 article, otherwise authorized the FBI's official assistance to the New York Times. FBI OPA did not coordinate or brief DOJ leadership or DOJ OPA about this. Like I said, these people are done. They are freaking done, man. So let's go straight over here to this right here. This is where President Trump, pretty much just say, hey, Pam Bundy, stop what you're doing. I need you to go ahead and start investigating that watermelon head, Adam Schiff, and that Hillary, got rid of those emails, Clinton. So let's check this out by Eric Dahl. He said, whoa, President Trump directly calls for AG Pam Bundy to get going on investigating Adam Schiff and Hillary Clinton regarding the Russia hoax. Because like I said, I'm with President Trump on this. We can't let these people off on this, because if you don't do anything about it, say these people get back in office, they'll do it again because there wasn't no consequences. But let's hope they don't get back in office again. These are sick people. They are liars. Democrats do not care about the American people. If they get back in office right now, the first thing the Democrats are going to do is try to go after President Trump. They ain't going to do nothing for the American people. They ain't worried about bringing grocery prices down or keeping it down, keeping the border closed. All they going to do is try to go after everything President Trump did. Jasmine Crocodile, she already revealed everything. Oh, we get back in office, we're going right after Trump. These people are crazy. So check out what President Trump told Pam Bundy.
With them great, actually. We had I had to go through the Russia hoax, and it was actually, it was a strain on the relationship. I actually told them, I said, they got this phony investigation going on, Russia, totally phony, created by Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, and Hillary Clinton and the whole group of them. And it made it very dangerous for our country because I was unable to really deal with Russia the way we should have been. I'm looking at Pam because I hope something's going to be done about it. These people put our country at great danger. And Adam Schiff, it was all made up. It was a hoax. The Mueller report came out. They all hated me. They had 18 Trump haters. And they said I did nothing wrong. They couldn't believe, they couldn't find anything. After years of investigation, it was all a hoax.
Yep.
It was a hoax created by the Democrats, but in particular Schiff and Crooked Hillary, the whole group. And now we've learned all the stuff that's come out over the last 2 months is incredible through intelligence. And hopefully something's going to happen with it. These are people that put our country in danger.
Yep.
In real danger. I want to thank you all very much.
And that's President Trump pretty much, letting her know, hey, Pam Bundy, let's get on this Hillary Clinton. Let's get on Adam Schiff. These people lied. Not only that, Adam Schiff was trying to put President Trump's son, Don Jr., in prison over this Russia situation. And President Trump already came out and said, hey, that, not Eric, but Don Jr. came to him and said, Dad, I don't know anything about this Russian stuff. What are they talking about? It was all made up. And Adam Schiff tried to put this man's son in prison over a hoax, over a lie that they made up. That man, Adam Schiff, needs to be in prison. Hillary Clinton needs to be in there as well. Now, think about this right here by Eric Dollar. It said President Trump is on to James Comey. He signed off on leaking classified intel to hurt Trump in 2017. Get the criminal investigation going ASAP, and you can pretty much see President Trump saying, documents reveal James Comey associate leaked classified information to the New York Times. So that right there just kind of tells you everything. Now, I do want to go over to this right here because, Caroline Leavitt has been doing a great job. I mean, we can all agree. She has been doing a great job, and I definitely want to show y'all this because she was extremely happy saying there has been with zero illegal aliens released into this country. Think about it. For the third straight month, 3 months straight, there were zero illegal aliens released into this country. Under President Trump, the border is the most secure it's ever been in American history. Check this out by Caroline Leavitt.
The Trump administration continues to shatter records on border security. According to brand new numbers released this morning from Customs and Border Patrol, illegal crossings have fallen to all-time lows once again. Here were the records set in July. Again, these numbers were released this morning. The lowest monthly nationwide encounters ever, down nearly 90% from the monthly average under the Biden administration. The lowest monthly Border Patrol apprehensions nationwide ever, smashing the previous record set the prior month in June. The lowest monthly Southwest border apprehensions ever. The lowest daily apprehension average ever. The lowest single-day apprehensions ever. And for the third straight month, there were zero illegal aliens released into the country. Let me repeat that remarkable statistic. For the third month in a row, not a single illegal alien was released by the Trump administration into the United States of America. This is historic. Under President Trump, this border is the most secure it has ever been. Yep. When you fortify the border,
that's the reason why the Democrats mad, because they can't say that. Joe Biden left the border open for these criminals to come straight through. It's so sad these Democrats can't even get on camera and say President Trump is doing a good job. They just got to say the opposite. So it really just don't make sense at all.
Restore deterrence, and when you empower Border Patrol agents and our brave men and women in uniform to actually do their jobs to enforce our laws, like this president has, this is the incredible result. And in the interior of our country, criminal illegal aliens continue to be arrested and removed. Here are some of the criminals arrested by ICE in just the last few days. ICE Buffalo arrested an illegal alien from Jamaica convicted of attempted. ICE Buffalo also arrested an illegal alien from Ecuador convicted of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death. ICE Houston arrested an illegal alien from Mexico convicted of. ICE Newark arrested an illegal alien from Mexico convicted of. ICE Dallas arrested an illegal alien from Mexico convicted of assault causing bodily injury. And already the Trump administration has arrested more than 300,000 illegal aliens in 2025. Again, more than 300,000 illegal alien criminals have been arrested in the interior of our country in the first 6 months of this administration.
There you go.
And despite many false reports in the media, nearly 70% of these arrests have been criminal aliens with criminal charges or prior convictions. This is success all around. This is removing the most dangerous public safety threats from America's communities and returning these individuals to their home countries.
And that's the reason why these Democrats are mad, because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden could never say anything like this because they didn't care about the border being closed. They just kept lying about everything. They just kept lying. Now, let's go over here to Adam Shifty Schiff. So if you see what President Trump had posted about Adam Schiff, he said, just our irrefutable proof that Adam Shifty Schiff approved plan to leak classified information to damage Donald Trump. This is what President Trump posted. And look what this clown, Adam Schiff, gonna post 2 hours ago. He gonna say, sorry, Donald, wrong again. Even Barr's Justice Department rejected that false smear years ago. But while we are the subject of confidential information, how about releasing those Epstein's files? We are still waiting. So he's already in for mortgage fraud and this line about the Russian hoax. And he up here talking about they waiting on it. He waiting to see a Epstein file. You got bigger fish to fire, Adam Shifty Schiff, watermelon head Adam Shifty Schiff. For you shouldn't be worried about no Epstein file. You need to be worried about some prison time. That's what you need to be worried about, some prison time. The last thing your mind should be on is worried about some Epstein files. Like I said, you already been hit with this mortgage fraud, you and Letitia James. And then now there's this Russia hoax that we knew you've been lying about for years. You need to be worried about those charges. And Pam Bundy now coming after you. Not only her, Judge Jeanine as well. So you need to stop worrying about some Epstein files, sir. It just don't make any sense. Now, let's take it over here to Judge Jeanine, because this is Adam Schiff's worst nightmare. He tried his best to stop Judge Jeanine from getting nominated, and she got nominated, and he started crying. But let's check this out right here by Eric Daughter. He said, breaking, U.S. Attorney Judge Jeanine is absolutely nuking the D.C. Democrat Council for their soft treatment of youth criminals. And she kind of explained some of this the other day, that these youth, like when they went from 15 to like 17 years old, they keep on committing these crimes, and then the judge is just letting them out and they'll just commit more crimes, and she is sick of it. So they think about starting charging these youth as adults, because that's the only way you're going to get these crimes and stuff to stop. But let's check out what Judge Jeanine just said.
Let me just show our audience what you're trying to get the D.C. Council to do. You want them to repeal the Youth Rehabilitation Act, the Incarceration Reduction Amendment Act, and the Second Chance Amendment Act. I read through this, Jeanine. You're basically trying to eliminate the reductions in sentencing for serious crimes especially, and also to get away from hiding the record from those in the future who would look back on the crimes for which they were convicted.
Yeah.
Do I have that right? And if
You
I
have
do,
it totally right.
how would that change crime in Washington?
Well, what it would do is it would make people accountable, number one, and
Yep.
we're also looking to lower the age of criminals. What's happening is, even if you shoot someone with a gun, you go to family court where the purpose is rehabilitation. You get to go to an ice cream social, and you get to go to yoga classes. That's nonsense, and that's not what we need in the nation's capital, and that's not why the president put me here. The president wants to make the Capitol safe and beautiful, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And the only way to do that is to change the laws that have protected young children who are committing adult crimes.
Yep.
And all of these statutes that they've passed don't allow me to incarcerate. They allow the removal or the erasure of convictions. How fair is that to a parent who wants to find out whether or not a nanny is someone who's been convicted of a prior assault? How fair is that to an employer who doesn't get to understand or know who he's hiring? Everything about the D.C. Council and the laws that they've passed are liberal, they're defense-leaning,
Yep.
and they're not in favor of the citizens of...
That's the reason why we love Judge Jeanine. This woman does not hold back. And you got to realize Judge Jeanine was talking like this when she was still on Fox News. And this is the reason why President Trump got her. She is very smart, knowledgeable. She knows exactly what she's talking about. Because like you said, if these kids keep on getting out, they're just going to keep committing crimes because they seeing that nothing is going to happen. They'll be like, oh, I'm not going to go to jail. I'm too young, so I can just keep committing crimes. And Judge Jeanine's trying to change that, and I'm with her 100%.
D.C. And that's what President Trump is fighting, and that's what we're going to change. We're going to change the laws. We're going to lower the age of criminal responsibility. We've seen too much of it. We've seen homicides against young people. We've seen assaults in areas where just a couple days ago a kid gets a fractured nose and gets a severe concussion by 12 and 13-year-olds trying to steal a car. Why? Because they've been allowed to do it. Not anymore. If we have our way, we will be able to make D.C. safe again. And the president's going to do it. And we've got this. Last night, there were 700 federal and local cops on the streets. And this is what the community wants. They want to be able to be safe. They want to come to the nation's capital and look at the fabulous museums and the monuments that we have here. And last night, there were 43 arrests, and we seized 7 handguns. And every night it's something else. But this is a message that we're not going to tolerate crime as if that's just the way things go. And I'm tired of hearing that crime is down. It's not down for people who are suffering from violent crime.
And we definitely about to get straight into that in just a second because, crime is not down in D.C., and we all know that. Now, before we get to Judge Jeanine last part, where she went off on this reporter for pretty much trying to say, oh, D.C., the crime is down in D.C., because she just absolutely goes off. But before we get into that, President Trump had decided he was going to post this. Now, by Eric Daughter, he said, just then, President Trump slams the media for using John Bolton as an attack on him meeting with Putin, because we know that President Trump's supposed to be meeting with Putin this Friday of the recording of this video. And John Bolton just pretty much trying to attack President Trump on meeting him. They always do that. Every time he finna, have a meeting with Putin, they bring John Bolton on. So, and these people are mad because Donald Trump fired them. So, of course, they're going to say mean stuff. They're going to lie about President Trump. But let's check out what President Trump said about this. He said, very unfair media is at work on my meeting with Putin, constantly quoting fired losers and really dumb people like John Bolton, who just said that even though the meeting is on American soil, Putin has already won. What's that all about? We are winning on everything. The fake news is working overtime. No tax on overtime. If I got the Moscow and Leningrad free as part of the deal with Russia, the fake news would say that I made a bad deal. But now that they have been caught, look at all the real news that's coming out about their corruption. They are sick and dishonest people who probably hate our country, but it doesn't matter because we are winning on everything MAGA. And this is what President Trump had to say, because for some reason, CNN, ABC, all these losers, they keep on bringing John Bolton up every time he can have a meeting. If it got something to do with Putin, they bring him on so he can try to smear Donald Trump. And President Trump said he's just sick of it. So let's get on over to this right here about Judge Jeanine, last but not least. Gunther Eagleman said, holy mic drop. A reporter tried to say that crime in D.C. is down, and Judge Jeanine wasn't having it for a single second. This is the energy we needed in D.C. This is the reason why I absolutely respect Judge Jeanine, because she don't hold back. So check out what Judge Jeanine just told this reporter.
Oh, stop it. We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Press release hailing the drop in crime rates at the end of April. What changed?
It's never enough. This changed. This changed. It's never enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was going out for McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight.
I like that.
Thank you.
Wow. Judge Jeanine said, my ears is deaf to that. See, that's the energy we needed. President Trump wasn't ready for this right here. Not saying that President Trump don't know what Judge Jeanine is capable of. President Trump would be like, you know what, woo, I know Judge Jeanine, but I didn't know she was going to come like this. So like I said, man, salute to Judge Jeanine. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Like I said, I'm going to keep y'all up to date as more information comes out. And like I said, James Comey is done. That pencil neck Adam Schiff is done. And like I said, Judge Jeanine is just constantly just, hyping us up, man. She's doing a great job. But like I said, thank you all for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.